what my mother grew up around. She grew up around a lot of dysfunction and a lot of the disconnect.
That's what's
So
going on.
her first relationship with the man was with my father. And from there, that set a precedent over how she manipulated and controlled that relationship with him. And what I found is that indirectly, I don't even believe that my mother understood how she was being used by my father. But the pain, because of that, she tried to control the situation with him. Now, I'm not saying that I blame my mother for the things that my father did to her.
Right.
But I believe that through the pain of him showing her that she was just like a sexual object to him, she tried to control the dynamics of that.
Okay.
So when she learned that she was pregnant with me, he wanted her to have an abortion because one thing that she didn't know is that my father was married. And my father is Yemeni and Egyptian. He's from Yemen. So his wife lived in another country. We found this stuff out, of course, years later, up into my adulthood. This wasn't anything she knew when back then. And from that point, when they connected, I want to say 75. I was born in 76. They met in 75. From there, they went out a few times, what my mother describes, and they always had sex more than anything. I'm trying to be discreet, but it was just that kind of relationship that they had,
Yeah.
And I'm not judging my mom because, everybody has a past,
Yes, we do. Yes.
Everybody does. But for her, this was her first relationship with a man and first sexual relationship, first time being sexually active. So it set a precedent over her relationships with men from the beginning. And the thing about it was his whole purpose with my mother was just sex. It was nothing more than that. It was supposed to be nothing more than that. So when she got pregnant with me, that wasn't part of the deal. It was just, this is supposed to be a physical, like, hookup thing. And when it became more involving me, that's when my mother decided, I'm going to keep this baby because in her mind, he'll want me if I keep this baby, even though he's telling me he doesn't want the baby. He doesn't want to deal with this part of it. But she decides to keep me, hoping that he would change, hoping things would change, but they didn't. They didn't. And when she saw they didn't change, that's when the trauma bonding with her and me, I start living out her pain.